Prime Minister Narendra Modi interacts with global oil and gas CEOs, says India is set to double its energy consumption in near future. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh meets US counterpart ahead of 2+2 meeting, calls deliberations fruitful. Manipur Chief Minister launches Jal Jeevan projects for remote villages along Indo-Myanmar border. Durga idols emerged on Vijayadashami Day. Meghalaya Chief Minister calls upon people to uphold communal harmony during festivities. COVID recovery rate now close to 91% in Assam. Meghalaya Health Minister tests positive for the virus. Good evening viewers, welcome to the Northeast News Bulletin. DD Assam extends its heartiest Vijayadashami greetings to its viewers. This is Anupa, now with the details. In national news first, Prime Minister Narendra Modi today interacted with CEOs of leading global oil and gas companies in the annual event organized by Niti Aayog and Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas through video conferencing. He said the country is set to double its energy consumption in near future. India is an important player in the global oil and gas sector, being the third largest consumer of crude oil and the fourth largest LNG importer. Niti Aayog initiated the first roundtable of global oil and gas CEOs with the Prime Minister in 2016. The growth of the event was apparent as around 45 to 50 global CEOs and key stakeholders who shape the global oil and gas sector assembled every subsequent year to interact and discuss the issues and opportunities with the Prime Minister. This is the fifth such event organized by Niti Aayog and Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas.
Energy future in a world of change. I can assure you, India is full of energy. India's energy future is bright and secure. Let me explain why I feel so. Friends, this year has been challenging for the energy sector.
In more national news, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar today met their US counterparts Mark Esper and Mike Pompeo in New Delhi ahead of the 2+2 ministerial meeting tomorrow. After a meeting with US Defence Secretary Mark Esper earlier in the day, Rajnath Singh said it was fruitful. The US Foreign Minister and Defence Minister are on a 2-day scheduled visit to India. Singh and Dr. Jaishankar will also host a dinner for the visiting dignitaries. Pompeo and Esper will also meet Prime Minister Narendra Modi tomorrow after the 2+2 ministerial meeting. The leaders will also visit the War Memorial in the national capital tomorrow morning for a wreath-laying ceremony. The third annual India-US 2+2 ministerial dialogue will focus on advancing the Indo-US Comprehensive Global Strategic Partnership. Moving on, a 4-day Commanders Conference of Indian Army got underway today in New Delhi. Army Chief General M.M. Naravane chaired the apex-level biannual event that formulates important policy decisions through a collegiate system of deliberation. It was attended by all Army commanders, principal staff officers of the Army headquarters and other senior officers. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, Chief of Defence Staff General Bipin Rawat, Chief of Naval Staff Admiral Karambir Singh and Indian Air Force Chief Air Chief Marshal R.K.S. Bhadauria are expected to address the conference tomorrow. Army commanders carried out a comprehensive review of the security challenges facing the nation, including the situation in eastern Ladakh and other sensitive areas. Moving on to Northeast now, Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh inaugurated 2 water supply projects for 2 villages under Jal Jeevan mission. The 2 villages on the Indo-Myanmar border are remote and once totally insurgent infested. Khangbarol village of Kenjoy subdivision, Chandel, an inspirational district, lies about 30 km from the Indo-Myanmar border. These are 82 households in the village. The water supply system has been designed keeping in mind the project population of about 1,000 till 2041 with an estimated cost of 60 lakh rupees. Another village, Kenjoy, in Kenjoy subdivision of Chandel district, is about 20 km from the Indo-Myanmar border. The newly inaugurated water supply system caters to the water need of 73 families by providing tap water connections. Now we take a short commercial break. Stay with us.
ये विशाल है ना, इसका सब प्रॉपर चलता है।
कल उसके बैंक अकाउंट में 15,000 रुपए का फ्रॉड हुआ है, पता है?
इसको तो कोई टेंशन ही नहीं होती है, देखना।
टेंशन क्यों? मेरी कोई गलती नहीं थी। फिर भी फ्रॉड होने पर मैंने तुरंत बैंक को इन्फॉर्म कर दिया। आरबीआई कहता है अगर आपके अकाउंट से किसी ने धोखे से पैसे निकाले हैं तो बैंक को जल्द से जल्द इन्फॉर्म कीजिए। 3 दिन के अंदर इन्फॉर्म किया तो कोई नुकसान नहीं होगा। जितना लेट करोगे उतना ज्यादा नुकसान। और सुन, सब चलता नहीं है, प्रॉपर चलाना पड़ता है। आरबीआई कहता है जानकार बनिए, सतर्क रहिए।
Welcome back. Today's Vijayadashami immersion of idols of Goddess Durga is now underway in Guwahati following COVID-19 protocols. The Kamrup Metro administration has made arrangements for immersion in 3 ghats in river Brahmaputra. On the other hand, in Nagaland, the festivities of Durga Puja, which began on the 22nd October, came to an end today as devotees were seen carrying the idols to their resting place. The idols were buried instead of the usual immersion in a river owing to COVID-19 pandemic, which restricts large gatherings or congregations. In news from Meghalaya, unlike previous years, this year the Durga Puja in Shillong has been a low-key affair. People came out as soon as the skies cleared following a spell of rain. Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma visited various puja pandals in the state capital. While greeting the people on the festive occasion, Sangma urged them to follow COVID protocols and maintain communal harmony.
Chief Minister urged people to follow COVID protocols and to maintain communal harmony.
Be safe for each and every one, and may this puja and this festive season bring blessings for everyone in the state. At the same time, I also urge all our citizens that during this difficult time of COVID, we should ensure that we are always safe and maintain all the protocols and be disciplined while we
India has achieved a significant milestone in its fight against COVID as the national recovery rate has reached 90.23%. With an overall recovery of over 71,37,000 patients so far, the recovered cases in the country stands at nearly 11 times more than the active cases. Nearly 60,000 patients have recovered in the last 24 hours, whereas the new confirmed cases reported in the same time span stood at nearly 45,000. The fatality rate stands at 1.50%. The Union Health Ministry informed that 480 case fatalities were reported in India in the past 24 hours. With a large number of COVID patients recovering every day along with a steadily falling and sustained low mortality rate, India's trend of registering decreasing active cases continues. In Assam, the recovery rate of COVID-19 has reached around 91%. Health and Family Welfare Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma in a tweet informed that 204 positive cases were reported during the last 24 hours. A total of 8,753 tests were conducted in that period and the positivity rate is 2.33%. Nearly 3,000 patients have recovered in the last 24 hours and there are 17,510 active cases in the state now. Meanwhile, Meghalaya Health Minister A.L. Hek today tested positive for COVID-19. The Health Minister has informed that he tested positive in CB and AAT test. The Minister recently visited New Delhi and met several Union Ministers. He is presently in self-isolation at his guest house. In Corona update from Northeast, in Arunachal Pradesh with 137 new cases, the total number of active cases has reached 2,297 with 33 deaths. In Manipur, the number of active COVID-19 patients is now 4,166 with 139 deaths. In Meghalaya, the number of active cases is 1,605. The death toll is 81. In Mizoram, the active cases stands at 290 with no death reported so far in the state. Nagaland has a total number of 1,871 active cases with 31 deaths. Sikkim has 246 active cases where the number of deaths stands at 64. In Tripura there are 1,845 active cases with 343 deaths. Mizoram government has decided to shut schools for classes 10 and 12 after 8 days of opening. State Education Minister Lal Chandama Ralte said that the decision of suspending regular classes for students of classes 10 and 12 was taken at a meeting of the School Education Department following rising cases of local transmission of COVID-19. Some students have also tested positive for the virus. The minister informed, he said that the decision of shutting down schools is also in compliance with the COVID-19 no tolerance fortnight declared by the state government, which came into effect from today. The upsurge in the coronavirus crisis goes on undaunted despite the relentless battle by COVID-19 frontline warriors. While the active cases at the global level is pegged at 4,33,88,054, the number of recovered is 3,19,22,400 and the death toll is 1,15,09,742. In the COVID-19 global scenario, USA tops the list, followed by India and then Brazil. To end the news, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi interacts with global oil and gas CEOs, says India is set to double its energy consumption in near future. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh meets US counterpart ahead of 2+2 meeting, calls deliberations fruitful. Manipur Chief Minister launches Jal Jeevan projects for remote villages along Indo-Myanmar border. Durga idols emerged in Vijayadashami Day. Meghalaya Chief Minister calls upon people to uphold communal harmony during festivities. COVID recovery rate now close to 91% in Assam. Meghalaya Health Minister tests positive for the virus. Before taking leave, viewers are reminded to maintain social distancing, frequently use soap and sanitizer, and properly use the mask for your own security. Mask Up India. That brings us to the end of this evening's bulletin. Thank you for tuning in. Namaskar.